play music from start to finish for 30 days to these things.
Oh man.
So, yeah, it's
That hits.
You got to keep them entertained.
That
you got to
hits.
keep them happy. I start with meditation music for the first 4 days, and then after that, I listen to a little reggae. I'll mix in some Sublime, some just random things.
Nice.
But the final step of all this, we'll put on some classical music as it goes into the kegs.
Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome back to Talkin St. Pete. I'm your host, Ryan Bogdan. Before we get into today's awesome guest, I want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Bogdan Homes. So if you know anyone in the greater Tampa Bay area that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in Florida, you know those people up north, you guys are tired of the cold, you want to come down to Florida, find our contact information in the description below, and we'll be more than happy to help you, as our luxury is an experience, not a price point. And now on to our awesome guest. We have AJ Marino, the founder and owner of Beech Kombucha, local here and native to St. Pete. AJ, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, Ryan. Right on.
Yeah.
Appreciate being here.
Absolutely, man. I'm super stoked. Like, we got some awesome stuff to try out. You're doing some cool things here in St. Pete, keeping it natural, doing kombucha things, and your kombucha, we got to try it with Sebastian. If you guys go check out that episode, we can put that a little graphic in here. And I will say, from what I know of your kombucha so far, it is delicious.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not your typical vinegary booch you might find at the store.
No, not at all. So, I mean, I just want to dive right in. Like, you're a native here to St. Pete.
No, actually, I'm from Maryland originally.
Maryland, okay. Sorry,
but I've been here for about 6 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Close enough.
Close enough.
Close
right?
enough. You were here. You've been here during the turn as a city.
Absolutely. Came through with the business through COVID and everything. So I think that was a big turning point for a lot of businesses.
Definitely. Okay. So from Maryland. Well, let's start there. You're from Maryland. What brought you here?
Man, after college, I jumped on a sailboat and just sailed south. And
You got here on a sailboat?
More or less, man. Yeah. Yeah. So it was what turned into what was supposed to be like a 3-month trip, ended up being about a year and a half. And I discovered St. Pete along the way of all that. I was like, one day I'm gonna move here, man. This place is really cool. And that was probably like 7 years ago or 8 years ago at this point. So I knew there was something about this place.
There you go.
And I enjoyed it quite a bit that first visit.
Yeah, okay.
That's all it took.
That's all it took. So, but I need to, like, did you show up in the boat? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I ended up driving here. Just packed a U-Haul. Didn't have a place to stay. Airbnb'd for a couple of months.
Got it. Found
an awesome place in Kenwood and made some roots. So,
okay.
And here I am. I moved just down the street from there. That's where my shop is right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that happened, and what were you doing at that time, or how did you start making kombucha?
Yeah, so it started, I guess, well over 10 years ago now, on a little health journey with my mom. She was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and we went through all sorts of different alternative food and diet and stuff, and I discovered kombucha along that way. I loved it. She did not. She couldn't palate that stuff. And it was my mission to basically make this stuff tasty. Yeah. And as much as I was drinking it, man, I was having it shipped to my house. It was getting out of control. So I was like, all right, I got to figure out how to make this. And sure enough, I did. I stumbled upon a really fun way of doing it. And not just like tasty, but about as healthy as you can have it. So
yeah, you're all natural, no preservatives, all that. All the right things.
All the right things. There's
things.
No added sugar. It's only whole, fresh ingredients. So this is the biggest thing. There's no extracts, no concentrates, no essential oils. It's just straight up fruits and roots just get chopped up.
Fruits and roots.
That's it, baby. Yeah. Whole fruit, whole root just gets dropped right into it. And with intention and love. And then it just gets massaged and stirred for days. And so it ferments with it.
All right, so now I'm always interested in the creative process and the process itself. So you learn overall how to make kombucha.
Yeah.
Okay, so just walk us through that. What's that process look like?
So basically it starts with a tea.
And for those who don't know, what is kombucha?
So it's a fermented tea.
Okay, got it.
It's essentially just you take a sweet tea and then you drop a starter into it, much like a sourdough bread.
Okay.
Where it takes like the starter to kind of inoculate the dough. So you're inoculating the tea, and over time, it takes over more and more, and it just creates a whole new drink. It's no longer tastes like tea at all anymore. And that's basically the byproduct of that is crap ton of probiotics. Just some healthy, amazing stuff that just makes your body do some great things and get your gut right. So
okay, so so you probably had like a DIY at home kit, right?
YouTube, man.
YouTube. Okay,
YouTube
so you
does
have
wonders.
this big thing, like help us paint the picture. So what are you're dropping tea in? You got this. What is it, in a big pot?
Just doing it
like in your closet. Do you have to keep it dark? Like
it's basically a big science experiment going. Like hopefully, fingers crossed. You had some crazy batches, had some cool batches, but consistently, you've got these big jars going on. I started with one gallon jar. Within months, I had 10 of these in a closet. My roommate would always joke like, "This stuff's gonna take over the house and just like grow and just like become the blob." But
call the Ghostbusters in.
Man, it was a lot of fun. It was really neat to be able to work with some different ingredients and just get creative with it completely. Just throw some different things
creative. So you have your process down. You're like, okay, I now know how to make this. But now you have, you brought 4 flavors here today. What is going, like, are you thinking, oh, these fruits might go well together? Like, how do you sample? Because how long does it take to make a batch?
Yeah, it takes over 30 days.
Okay, so you got 30 days of waiting. Is this thing that I make it going to taste good?
It's at first, it's kind of the difficult part. Yeah. There's a lot of trial and error, man. I've been brewing for over 10 years at this point. And just working with different ingredients every time I do this, sometimes it takes months to craft a certain flavor.
Right, because you have 30 days, and then maybe you didn't like it,
come out,
and then
right?
Another 30 days, and another 30 days. So you saying 10 years of time, right? Really means that you've had an opportunity to make 120 batches, different batches of kombucha, which shows in the repetition. I don't know. I just like to look at that.
That in itself, but making like there's 10 batches. You know what I mean?
Well, you can do, but I mean 120 cycles.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it gets insane, man. It's but it also makes it what's so much fun about it. It's so versatile, and even if you screw it up, it's still healthy. It might not taste great, but you can kind of lean on the health side of it.
Like
you don't quite just throw them all out.
Right.
You're like, I can make my way through this one.
We'll muscle through this one.
Exactly.
Okay. So you fine tune. So how do you come up with the flavors?
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I'm not going to know what this is going to work out for 30 days from now, but I think
start with like the razzle basil.
Okay, razzle basil.
Raspberry and basil. So this is my personal favorite.
Yeah, let's pour it up. Let's get a little taste while we're doing it. All right. So for those that are just listening, we're pouring.
Made with 6 pounds of raspberries.
And it's like this almost peachy pink color kombucha. That's what we got. Okay.
You guys are more than welcome to jump on this.
You want to give it a try? Okay, yeah. So I'm giving a little sniff test.
Absolutely.
And there's not like it's just sweet.
Right on. So you're gonna get a lot of the raspberry and basil right up on the nose.
Yep.
And come on, guys, I got you here.
Yeah, we gotta make sure the whole gang gets to try.
By all means.
Yeah, you let Dom get a little on there. Yeah, let's see how this tastes.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Right on.
Like that.
There it is.
Okay, the razzle basil's nice.
That's nice, right?
That's nice.
It's an easy drinker. So,
is there a little like carbonate? There's not carbonation.
Yeah,
is it slight?
It's a nice
little
like natural carbonation.
Some
will be more than others.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dude, the raspberry specifically just dances on the tongue. That's how I like to describe it.
I love the description of it. You're good at it, man. Yeah.
Very much so. It's just one of those fun flavors. It's a very good introductory flavor to somebody that says, "Oh, I don't like kombucha." Well, try.
Give a razzle basil.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Shoot, I think I'm up to like 170 flavors in the last 2 years.
Now, are these recipes written out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man. It's and some of these have taken months, like the Mandarin tonic. So this thing right here, it's taken me probably 6 months to like kind of get this one down. It's about 3 years old, 2 years old at this point, and I've got it down pretty damn good. It's personally what I think is the best thing I've ever created. And I always have that on tap at the tasting room.
Okay.
But dude, this, I mean, like I said, it takes months. And sometimes, like this one, and certain ingredients can take years to work with. Like cucumber took such a long time to figure out. Because you're not just adding an extract to this thing.
Right.
It's the amounts. It's the time. Like, how do you process it?
Yeah.
How long does it go in? When does it go in?
Right.
It's a lot of crazy things.
That is a lot of crazy things. So what's your overall, I mean, we're going to get through, we're going to taste all these bad boys. But what's your favorite flavor as of now?
As of right now, it's still the raspberry basil.
Is
Just
that
happen to have it on tap, and I wanted to bring it in.
Oh,
Yeah, the Razzle Bazzle's my favorite, man.
That is that one of the first?
It was. So this is probably like 8 years I've had this recipe.
So it's perfected.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's down. So this is the fun part about it. They all kind of vary. Not every raspberry is created equal. Not every basil leaf is as strong as the last.
That's fair.
So, and the really fun thing about a lot of these is we grow all of our ingredients. Not all of them, sorry. So the herbs, like the basil comes from our garden. The mint, certain things like the pea blossom, which makes this purple. Okay. So that's like a whole nother level of things.
So you're having a garden and do like the whole process. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jumping around on some things, but
no, that's fine. That's how I work. My brain works the same way. No, it makes sense. Yeah.
And that's become now the newest passion. Like I've got this tasting room, so I bought the warehouse.
Yep.
Let me get back to, I guess, the story.
Yeah. Right.
Just,
We got all excited about Razzle Bazzle. Distracted me.
So yeah, it was getting out of control at the house. Got signed up for a market. My friends and family were raving about it, and had something decent. I knew it was tasty, but I didn't think anybody would buy it. I was like, no one's buying my closet kombucha. You guys are crazy. Somebody signed me up for a market, and I sold out within hours. And I just, like, the light bulb went off, man. The bells, whistles. I was just like, are you guys kidding me?
This is why. That has to be such a euphoric moment because you're in your, to bring it to market.
Like, I can still get that excited again about the idea of, like, man, what? Are you kidding? You guys, this is I can make some money from this. I can actually, like, fuel my passion. This is amazing. So hit the ground running, man.
Now you're jazzed up. Now you're like, okay, this is working.
Yep. And had some money to actually fuel the passion and get more jars, more ingredients, and more fun stuff to mess around with.
So how many flavors do you remember at that first market? How many flavors did you have?
I think I only had 3 flavors, which was a lot, for sure. But it was. I think I had like maybe 6 to 8 gallons with me. Nothing crazy at all compared to what I bring now to the market.
Of course. But
it was really neat just to see think about that small operation and where it is now. But so I brought 3 flavors. It sold out within hours, hit the ground running, and then kept doing markets, and then COVID hit. So it kind of was like, exactly. Yep, all the stores shut down, all the markets shut down. I had to pivot immediately. I took growlers. It's these little jugs that I sell. Door to door, contactless, and word got around, kept getting more and more around. St. Pete's a beautiful town for just
the word was
quick. Yes. Quick. Gulfport too.
Yeah.
Would not be here if it wasn't for Gulfport and St. Pete, man. I mean, obviously this is only staying in Gulfport and St. Pete. You know, not going to be in any big stores. It's never going to leave this town.
You're just like, I love that.
Right on.
And I like it. I do, but I want to know deeper on your thought process on that. Why?
Yeah.
Because you have this thing that's working and clicking. And you're like, okay,
it's the quality control, 100%.
Okay.
Once you go too big, you start to lose a lot of flavor and quality, the health benefits.
Because you're growing these ingredients, you're playing. It's not this massive.
We're hand chopping things up. Right. I'm literally zesting like the mandarins. There's like 12 to 14 mandarins that go in this. It's hand zested right into the vat.
Yeah, we're not different.
No essential.
It's like a difference between like those me being in real estate. Like an old home just has character about it because they took their time.
Right on.
When they had hand sanded everything. There was no power tools. They had to everything has to fit perfectly, and they're paying attention to all the finer details. Whereas now, a newer home, they can throw a home up in 3 months. It
just doesn't have that same feel.
Right. It does not have the same character. So I'm comparing that because you're putting your not actually in your blood, sweat, and tears in the ingredients, but like
not
the love and passion.
But everywhere around it is definitely, it's definitely
attention to detail on the micro level.
It's precisely it, man. It definitely is. And the intention that goes into it. I mean, we stir these vats up knowing that this is going to be ingested for health. Like these little guys in here, these soldiers, this bacteria is going to go into your body and going to do some good work. And we fully intend, I play music from start to finish for 30 days to these things.
Oh, man.
So, it's
that hits.
You got to keep them entertained. You got to keep them happy. They keep us happy. They keep us alive.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of another really, really neat thing. Like I start with meditation music for the first 4 days of the process. It's a very vital part for the inoculation to fully take over. And then after that, I listen to a little reggae. I'll mix in some Sublime, some just random things.
Nice.
But the final step of all this, we'll put on some classical music as it goes into the kegs. And that's the fun.
This is a process.
Yeah. So like the classical music's kind of the idea of just like, getting their work brain on. Just like, all right, here we go.
Time to get smart.
Let's do
time
this.
To get smart.
Precise.
Yes, I like that. It's funny you share that because my grandfather, growing up, he used to grow. He still does grows these massive tomato plants up in Pennsylvania, and he always plays his country music out back.
Dude, there's something to it.
And he says, yeah, the plants like the music.
That was exactly like kind of the same idea from this. Like that's where I got the idea from. Was like literally like you see they've done tests like plants.
They like the music.
Reacting to this.
Yeah.
So I figured it's the same idea. There's some live bacteria. There's wild things happening in here.
Yeah.
They're partying.
On a quantum level we don't understand.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, they're dancing in there, man.
Absolutely.
I know they're enjoying it. They're vibing. So, yep, they're doing their work and got to keep them entertained.
Love that. Okay, I got to come check out the whole process. I need to see
dude,
this.
Yeah, it's definitely a sight for sure. And speaking of the place itself, like it's not just the warehouse where we do all the fermentations and fun stuff there in the tasting room, but attached to it is the whole empty lot where we started the food forest. And yeah, it's super exciting to kind of just see this thing come to life and just like literally grow right in front of you.
Yeah. So how many years ago? So you've been brewing for 10. When was the first market that you sold out?
Yeah, that was the end of 2019.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you brewed for a while then before you brought it to market.
Yeah. No, I like seriously thought
Right.
that this
And
was
so
like
when you started, there was no
stuff.
idea of like this is going to be a business that I'm doing. You're
No
just
clue.
doing it for fun, which just makes the story even cooler.
Yeah, man, it was completely for health. It was without a doubt like set on a health journey. And when I discovered, so the Strictly Roots is what I gave you. That's the ginger and turmeric.
Okay, great.
And that thing is the flagship of what I do to this day. And
what makes it the flagship?
It was the first flavor that really hit to market and like just went like had a wonderful response to it. And it was the flavor that my mom fell in love with. And it was just
nice.
like the most potent, strongest, healthiest thing I make.
Nice.
It was glorious fucking thing. It's good.
So you're talking about health. No need to be sorry. You're talking about the health benefits. As we pour up the next one, what is the if you're gonna say, hey, drink kombucha, it's healthy, someone goes, well, what's it do for you?
So it's the probiotics in it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. This one's ginger, passion fruit, and
What do you call it?
Purple passion.
Purple passion. Okay, this is a nice purple lavender color.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's, the pea blossom starts out blue off the tree, and as soon as it hits some type of acid, it turns purple.
Okay, different, but smooth, and different, very different from the razzle dazzle.
Yep. So the
But
ginger's
still
gonna have a
very
nice,
good. Yeah.
nice little twang to it, but the passion fruit gives it that little tart, sweet flavor.
Yeah.
And that's
Like it.
It's an easy drinker also,
It
man.
is
All these
easy.
are gonna be simple drinkers. It's good stuff.
Do you make ones that aren't simple drinkers? That are like you got to be really into kombucha to appreciate.
I don't think so.
All right, good.
No. I mean, they're all tasty as heck.
Yeah.
But you're asking the wrong person. If you want like a non-biased opinion.
Yeah, but you're in it. You're in it. Well, yeah, but I mean, as long as you're like, well, this one would be like, I know it's a little, you got to be a little more into it.
So I'd say like there's a handful of them that you have to really like the ingredients. We just did a jackfruit one, phenomenal, but you have to really like jackfruit.
Right, and that's an odd fruit.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's a weird
massive.
one. We got like a 22-pound jackfruit.
Right, it's like a big baby.
It was. It's how I was described. It's like a toddler.
Yeah.
And so basically, we put all 22 pounds. Like you process this whole thing, and like all these pockets of like amazing little fruity love pops in
Yeah, if
here.
you don't know what a jackfruit is, one, can we put a picture up one maybe of or Google it? Because if you've never seen it, it's hard to
Put it next to a child so you get like a
Right,
perspective.
it's like a giant
ridiculous.
pineapple-looking thing.
Yeah, with a lot of spikes.
and
And like 2 or 3 dozen of them hang from a tree. Like don't go near the tree.
You imagine getting smacked by one of those things,
Yes,
falls off.
Exactly, dude. It's definitely not going to be at the shop. It's a liability.
Yeah.
But they taste really cool. They're very unique, though. So you either like these or you don't, kind of that
Right.
type of idea.
Yeah.
We put 22 pounds one. I could have made 2 batches out of it, but I made one. And sure enough, I warn people like, do you know what jackfruit is? Do you like jackfruit? All right, here you go.
Right.
Because otherwise, man,
Yes.
it's you're not gonna like it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So that's
become
more
the
about
house
the
drink.
ingredient, not the kombucha itself.
It's
yeah.
what all the employees are allowed to drink like nonstop. Just go to town on that one.
Go, yeah. Just let's get rid of that one. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, so you got the studio. So market's selling out. You now have space.
Yeah, so during COVID, man.
COVID, you're going door to door.
Door to door.
Yep.
Yeah, and that took off. The community really got behind us. So much so that it afforded a down payment on a warehouse in the warehouse district. And that was one of the coolest things. I was looking downtown and I was looking at rents and I was just like, all right, rent, whatever. Get a 700 square foot joint off of Central or close to it. Ridiculous pricing. It's even more ridiculous now.
Right.
This place is really popping off. But I found a warehouse for where the mortgage wouldn't have been more than that. And I was just like, no way. It's 3,000 square feet. I'm never going to use this. But
you use it.
Here we are,
You
growing steadily.
Yep.
And bought the lot next door as well. And that was an empty lot that's just going to be growing the entertainment zone and food forest, essentially. So we just got done with the stage. But yeah, so we're over there just outside the warehouse district.
That's huge. Like now you're in it, so you don't you still know it's huge.
It's crazy to think about.
Right?
Like this closet kombucha has turned into like such
now you have
an
a
operation
3,000 square foot warehouse with entertainment space. You're doing all that, and what did you feel a catalyst or like something inside of you change when you got that warehouse space?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's so funny to think about like I've always had like different plans and they always are changing. But the idea that like having that space now, that has definitely pushed me in such a different ways. It's tapped into so many different passions from learning to garden now, like getting into like this stuff for a couple of years now. It's so gnarly. It's really wild. That is just really the idea of pushing what makes this stuff so much different is just the passion that goes into it, the crew that works on this. There is zero cutting of any corners. And that's like, if you're going to make a health drink, make it as healthy as you can.
Right.
Down to where you know where your ingredients are, literally feet away, being grown right there. And that part that's what's the drive continuously and just like getting more and more cool stuff in that yard. And also the idea that we were trying to make like an entertainment zone, like I said, building a stage out, a deck out. It's a mixture of trying to keep it entertainment, but also like, grow everything we can.
What's the vision there?
So yeah, man. I mean, it's a few years out from probably being fully like grown as far as the food forest, but it's going to be in itself just the enclosed idea of just walking out there and just feeling like you're in a jungle, but also like full on entertainment where you have lighting, sound, we have live music.
Yeah.
And we just recently, about 3 months ago, got our alcohol license.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
That's not an easy thing.
Right on, yeah. And I haven't done anything with it yet. We do little small things here and there. We're still very like non-alcoholic kombucha centric.
Is there alcoholic kombucha?
Absolutely.
See, this is news to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not that much more added to the steps that I already do.
Right.
So there's going to be hard kombucha, cider, mead, and wine in time, and it's all just going to be whole, fresh ingredients. No pasteurization, no like preservatives. It's alcohol that's just going to be done with conscience. So it's going to be done very well.
I'm super excited for this.
Right on, man.
I'm so glad we got to meet, dude. I mean, we're going to keep going, but like now I'm like, okay, I can't wait to like watch that expand. I like cider and I like wine.
Right on.
So to know the backstory, how all this is getting made and like to watch
whole ingredients.
Yes.
And just watching it all get like literally grown in front of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's
a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So how Debbie and Ron have been hooting and hollering about you. Do they sell your kombucha?
They do.
Yeah. At Soul.
That's Soul Bistro.
Yeah.
Phenomenal people, man. They are doing things just like we're so on like a level of where I appreciate them for just the way they treat their food and treat everything they do with their service and everything. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, you guys are like right there, hand in hand.
I love the idea that I can have my kombucha at their space.
Yeah.
It's getting spoken about properly. It's being paired with things that are just as like conscious and like giving a crap about like health.
Yep.
So yeah, man, they're amazing.
Yeah, big shout out to Debbie and Ron at Soul Bistro.
Soul Bistro for
it's
sure.
Great spot. Yeah, great spot. Good restaurant.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's crack open another. What's this peach cobbler about?
All right, so this is exactly that. That's peach, vanilla bean, and cinnamon. Let me down this boy.
Yeah, that sounds like dessert. Yeah. Is this good for at Thanksgiving? We might need you to.
Yeah. So the seasonal ones, like summertime's a lot of fun. Summer we get all the crazy fruits and roots like are just like busting off the trees. You got your mangoes, your lychees, your jackfruit and stuff. But when it comes to fall and winter, you get your more warm things. You get to mess around with cinnamon. Get to mess around with the stone fruits. You like that one?
Dude.
All right.
That is good. I like cinnamon a lot. And that vanilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, right on.
Yeah, we cheers on that one. I got too excited.
Ooh, that's my favorite one.
Dom's in the back saying that's her favorite
That's
so
what's
far.
up. Yeah, I had to bring like a hyper seasonal one with us.
Yes.
So yeah, gonna break out like cardamom. We're gonna have like ones with cloves. I mean, you name it. I've got a pumpkin one right now because everyone's doing a pumpkin.
You have to gotta be all the basic white girls are coming out for the pumpkin.
That's pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
But we use real pumpkin. We use real nutmeg, like literally the nutmeg nut. And we scrape it on down all the way right into it, man. There's no like pre-mixed spices on our shelves.
Right.
So
That's great.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
it's really, you can taste it. You can taste it. This one is good. So I'm trying to get. You
and
can really
real
taste.
vanilla bean in here too.
You can tell.
Right
the
on.
vanilla is announces itself in a subtle way that's enjoyable.
Yeah.
And the cinnamon
Well
is
put.
nice. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm
Good
doing my
work,
best
man.
here. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Announces its way, its itself in a subtle way.
Yes, it's not
Good work.
overpowering, but appreciated. Yeah, no, that's good. I want that at the end of Thanksgiving dinner.
That's what's up. Yeah.
that's-
Right on, man.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
But yeah, so fall and winter get to some exciting ones. You know, away from more the popping of the trees and all the fun fruity stuff. This gets more into the darker notes.
Yeah.
And got a whole lineup of these. I'm gonna slowly roll them out, including like what I call it hot chocolate. It's cacao and cayenne. And yeah, man, I got a
You
coffee
got it
one
going
right
on.
now, too. Like, so there's
Where do these,
170 boards, but I've experimented with over 400 at this point. Like just wild combinations.
Where do the ideas come from?
They honestly are just popping in. I've
Like in the
been
shower
always,
in the middle of the night, you're waking up. Like what? You're like, I'm
From
gonna put
that-
cacao and cayenne together and call it hot chocolate. Like,
I mean, one time I accidentally I poured one keg into another keg, thinking it was the same flavor, trying to consolidate the keg. It was two different. Like it was a cucumber and a mango, and I was just like, oh shit, dude, it's on tap right now.
Yeah,
This happened like 2
an
years
accident.
ago, and I do it every year now. Like, all right, we got this. It's amazing. So an accident can happen. Or just like I'm kind of an experimental cook as well. Like I just throw whatever I got in the fridge, throw it all together, and dude, it
see what
tastes
happens.
good.
How many different? Do you call them pots? Like what do you?
Kettles.
Kettles. How many
Yeah.
kettles do you have going at a time?
So 24 right now. And I just recently expanded. So it's a very small operation. Like all this is still done just like I used to do it with my mom. Like just, it's super small batch.
Yeah.
There's 24, so I make 24 different flavors.
Got it.
Each one only makes a handful of kegs. Like it's not a lot. So
Do you get
it's
special requests?
so there are some that I do for like their own flavor, and yeah, it's happened a handful of times. Thalia, which I think you had on here from House of Vegano,
yes.
she's got one that's probably one of the best things I've ever created.
Which one is
and
that?
It's called Amethyst and Bloom.
Whoa.
And it's very similar to this one with the ginger and the pea blossom, so it looks purple.
Right.
But it's got lavender and lemongrass as well.
Oh.
And it's neat. Once you get into the flavors that have like 4+ ingredients, I try to layer them as I ferment, and you'll literally taste the layers in the drink.
It's so cool. And I like the name Amethyst because of purple and all that. Yeah, so she has that. I have to go out there. I still
She's
haven't
got
been
it
to her
on
shop.
tap, exclusive only to her place. So I do the custom blends, and it almost kicks me in the butt from time to time because you know I can't. I make a deal with them. I don't sell it even at my place. You can only get it at your space.
Right, and then you're like,
You know,
oh,
like,
I
I
made this
want
book.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
made it so good. Yeah.
All right. So speaking of the Mandarin tonic, this was a custom batch for somebody a couple of years ago, or I guess last year. And this was one I like sneaky wished I could get back, and I did. I think they went out of business or something. Anyways.
Yeah, that's neither
wasn't
here
'cause
nor
of the
there. It
booch.
wasn't because of the booch. Yeah, if they would have done more, they would have done better.
So yeah,
cheers.
this
I'll
one,
give it a
and I
sip.
did a couple changes to it. This one's the one I was talking
Oh,
to.
this
It was
one's got
taking
like a little more
months.
earthy.
So this is turmeric is like
Turmeric.
the big
That's
idea in
yep.
this guy.
Yep.
So it's mandarin, mint, turmeric, and black pepper.
Ooh. Okay,
So you get the mandarin right up front, that
Yeah.
sweetness.
that's nice because it's covering. Because I don't know that I'd be a turmeric or a black pepper fan, but you don't really taste it in like a negative way.
Right on.
It's subtle.
Right on. They work so well together. It creates like this is why I was saying like I don't necessarily like any of those ingredients. Like, well, I like them all by themselves. I shouldn't say that, but you wouldn't think that would be like
there's
doing
a little
anything,
like
the symphony
zing
of
at the
them.
end, which is cool.
And then the mint kind of cleans it all up
Yep.
at the end too. Yeah,
The mint clean. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Cleanses the palate. Ready for the next one.
exactly. Yeah, what'd you guys think about that?
Yeah, those peach and that
Like
was
that?
two
All right.
Yeah, this one feels very refreshing and light.
Yeah.
They all feel that way, but this one's like the extra. I think it's probably that mint at the end because
Yeah.
it's like ending on that minty note.
It's a lot of fun. So you're not just getting the health benefits of the kombucha, but you're getting the health benefits of the ingredients.
Dude, how cool is your
themselves.
life?
I love it, man. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Like I've never spent more time in my garden. And so yeah, I mean, it's been crazy for the last couple of years as far as just like, you've probably spoken to a lot of business owners and even starting this. Like it's nonstop.
Right.
Like you are there all the time. You're doing work.
Yep.
It's finally getting to a spot in this where the work is like growing and gardening. And it's like, I'm able to like step back for a second. Like, I'm loving this. Like,
Yeah.
this is wonderful. Making a health drink. Like, I'm not a used car salesman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the idea of like, it can feel great at the end of the day of
Right.
like pushing this on somebody.
Yes.
Dude, trust me, try it.
Yeah. No, it is. And I like how you said, like, you're work. You're in the business and it's to zoom out sometimes.
Yeah.
And really
It's the hardest part, I
appreciate-
think.
well, yeah, because you're in the day to day, you're in the
Yeah.
grind, you're in doing all the things, but to zoom out and appreciate what this is, like, if you were to disappear tomorrow, this is this thing behind leaving your legacy.
Oh, right on. Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
it is.
Got to teach some more people how to make it.
Yeah,
but,
you have to think, because it is. Why you can't let that go to waste. So, with any business, that's the tough part, right? Because like the art of making this is fantastic, but then building out procedures and standardized operations,
Right.
and all
the
everything,
business side of it all ends up taking over a little bit, but yeah, it's important to grasp the passion still is there. Like, man, yeah, there's nothing like, so once a month, man, we bring in volunteers. It's nothing like bringing in people and just watching their faces like, oh, all this fruit and vegetables, this all goes into there. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, we're gonna all do it together. Like, it's so much fun just
That's
teaching
cool to
people how
learn.
do
Yeah,
this.
yeah, that's a cool little workshop.
It's a lot of fun for sure. And then, like I said, the idea that this is all getting ingested for health, like it's
Yeah. Is there anyone who's like that? I'm sure you have tons of regulars that are like they come because of the health thing that they
precisely
need.
that. Yeah. And the idea that it's like tasty, it just makes it palatable. Like,
Yeah. So
get
why
your
is
health
that?
easy.
So let's talk about that because
The
why?
freshness is everything, man.
You
So
think-
as small batch as it is, it's not sitting on a shelf. It's not getting shipped all around. It's the whole ingredients going into it. There's so much more flavor in this than in extract.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's not powdered turmeric. It's real turmeric root.
Right.
So you don't have to back sweeten it with sugar or any type of fake sweetener. You're getting it from the mandarin. You're getting it from the actual ingredients. So it's a huge difference. It's a huge
and
step
because
up in quality.
But I'm sure. What's the shelf life? I mean, and how do you experiment with that to know when it?
I've done tests in bottles about this size
Yeah.
for over 8 months. And dude, one of them I put in like ginger and pear. It was better when I pulled it out at 8 months, which is kind of funny. But some of them are like, all right, now that's... And then really, like what I tell people is there's easily like 3 to 5 weeks in your fridge. You're all right. You're going to see flavor degradation. So like the vanilla will fall out of the peach cobbler. It just won't have that vanilla note anymore. Certain ingredients like watermelon will just disappear.
Yeah.
Some things will get stronger. Like if you put sage in it, it'll just be like sage. But as far as like the health benefits are still there. They're just, given it's refrigerated, it's just
It is the
not going to be
freshness.
tasty.
Yeah, it is the freshness. So what do you recommend? So if someone gets some jars from you, you're saying 3 to 5 weeks?
I mean, you could push it that far. This stuff's too tasty. It's not going to last that long.
Right. It's not gonna last that
Yeah.
long, but just saying.
Our regulars typically come in once a week at least. We've got regulars that come in from Orlando. I've got a guy up in Tampa that comes in with 18 growlers. Some of these people drink a growler a day.
Wow.
And it's such a wonderful alcohol alternative as well. Because I speak about this stuff like a fine wine, like
No,
where
it
it
is,
hits
dude.
in your palate.
Yeah, we were just
and-
going through it.
Precisely, man. It's a lot of fun, and you can get behind it, and like you can pour this into a nice fancy goblet or a nice
Right.
chalice to where you sit and sip
Sip
with
it.
some friends, and still feel great about
Yeah,
it.
it's a
healthy.
nice conversation piece, something different to try. come
Precisely,
out.
man.
Yeah.
It's an elegant drink, just done so literally tastefully.
Literally tastefully and fresh. That
Right
is
on.
the thing. Okay, so that's why the ones out of the store, because some of them you crack them open and you're just smacked in the face with vinegar.
Yeah, so I believe a lot of it's just a lack of quality control.
Yeah.
It's not being refrigerated from start to finish. As soon as you if you would like to let this sit out, it'll turn into vinegar. We've got kombucha vinegar at our space where we make all sorts of different things, like from pickled vegetables with it, or to just salad dressing. But it's been sitting around for probably over a year now. And it's kombucha vinegar. And that's what happens. If this sits, it's just going to turn into vinegar.
So that's why we have to stay small batch, because your flavor is so dependent on that freshness.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want to get too big. Like I just don't want to lose like the passion and fun of this. It's already, there's days where I'm already like, man, got too much to do today, a little stressed out.
Yeah.
I want to fully enjoy this because this is fun, man. This is creative. It's tapping into a lot of different things for me, and it's freaking tasty.
It's freaking tasty.
So, yeah, man, it'll stay small batch.
Yeah,
it really will.
So St. Pete taking you in, definitely. I mean, you. So, other than you're doing the market. Do you do the market
So
regularly?
Tuesday morning markets in Gulfport.
Okay.
We do that regularly. Come October, we'll start up again in what is that? Safety Harbor.
Yep.
Every Sunday.
Okay.
And we're trying to get in again at the Saturday morning market. So we'll see.
Is it tough to get in there?
Apparently, been
Yeah.
trying for a few years.
And you haven't yet? No.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. Who do we have to talk to?
Exactly. Let's do it. I don't know, but I
Okay.
keep putting that application in.
Okay, so right now, anyone listening that knows anyone at the Saturday morning market that can figure this out, like this has to happen.
Get a homegrown kombucha.
Local to St. Pete.
Local to St. Pete, the only tasting room in St. Pete with whole fruit, whole root kombucha.
We got to figure it out.
I would love that.
Or no, like
It would seriously make such a huge change for just reaching so many more people of
Yeah.
getting this product.
do you have
in
more
their hands.
capacity, do you think?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So I just put in some racking recently, like shelving, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and to double the production for the fermentation room. And that'll be the maximum it'll ever go.
Are you the only person brewing?
No. So there are a handful of us. We got a production team.
Oh, good.
It's four of us.
Nice.
And it's about a 1 week process, production week. And so like the 4 to 5 week cycle, it's really neat. So at the end of the cycle, let's just say, here's our finished kombucha. We fruit it. So when the kombucha's at the right time, we call it the fruiting. We'll bring in the volunteers. We'll chop up hundreds of pounds of fruits and roots. That gets literally hand dropped right into the kombucha. That'll sit for 3 to 4 days. Where literally every 3 to 5 hours, I go in and massage the bags of fruits and roots. I'll stir the vats up and just releasing every bit of the flavor of all the ingredients. So if it's sage, you got to really you're trying to beat up the sage and get the essences out of it. So that's what gets absorbed into the kombucha. So that takes about 3 to 4 days. After that, a team of us will go through and we'll filter everything right into kegs. And then that go into the walk-in. That'll chill and condition in the walk-in for another week. And then at that point, we'll brew it all over again. And then that'll sit for 3 to 4 weeks.
Brew it all over again.
So we'll start another batch.
Oh, got it. That batch is done.
Exactly.
Yeah, got it.
We'll serve that, and then we'll start all over again with the brew process.
Got it.
And that'll take a couple of weeks, and then we'll fruit again.
Wow.
So it's a lot of fun, but that one process of the entire idea of it it's only a week time
To prep.
to do it all, and then after that you let it sit.
Yep.
So we bring in amazing friends, great friend group, and they're the
So you have a
employees that
time, you have a
become
week, and then
family
you're sitting there's nothing happening for a bit.
for about 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks, depending on barometric pressures and temperatures and stuff like that.
Cool.
So yeah, with the storms in the summertime, which we haven't had a lot this year, it'll brew a little bit faster, which is kind of neat. I
So
learned.
how do you? This is now I'm the nerdiness of me. Okay, so you're watching the barometric pressure. How do you know that's affecting the brew or not? Like, what are you looking for in the brew?
From doing this for years,
Yeah.
for such a long time, and understanding different times of the year.
Yeah.
And
But how do you know if it's brewed fast or not? Like, okay, this storm came in. It did what?
yeah, it's literally it's changing. I'm not 100% sure on it,
Yeah.
but I know it's it speeds it up for sure.
Got it.
It's without a doubt is. I mean, I can see it, I taste it, I test it.
Okay, got it. So it's a you're testing it by
Right.
your senses.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and with tools and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Got it.
yeah, it's kind of neat. So you kind of got to keep an eye on
you're
different
watching.
things.
Yeah.
At different times of the year, it does.
This
different
really
stuff.
is an art.
Definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to the science of things, but without a doubt, like when it comes down to the flavoring of it, I think of it as an art for sure.
No, 1,000% is. Okay, so we got to get you in the Saturday morning market.
Right on, man.
I don't
Yes,
know.
let's do it,
I don't know
man.
who, but we're gonna find him.
Let's find him.
Let's find
appreciate
him.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. This I don't know what how else this is a perfect fit.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Straight
how
up
is it
St.
not?
Pete, man. Yeah.
Yeah, straight up St. Pete. Okay, so when you're not brewing kombucha, what do you like to do in St. Pete?
We go around to alleyways and pick mangoes off of trees, and we collect this stuff from yards. So the production manager happens to be Michelle. She's also my girlfriend. Her phone is just full of she pulls up Google Maps. It's got stars all over it. And it's literally of, trees in the alley, of trees in people's backyards, phone numbers for people, contacts for the lychee tree this time of year should be popping. Let's call them. And we go around and we do
What a
some
cool way to know the
guerrilla gardening also. So
Yeah.
we'll stash some fruit tree and some random walk along some random park, and for years to come it'll be our little
be your
secret
spot.
room. Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, man, that's the fun side of it. It really is. We've befriended some really, really cool St. Pete peeps that just don't know how to, they got too many mangoes in their
Right.
yard. Don't know what to do with them.
Right,
We'll come in, we'll clean their yard up, and we'll take the mangoes with us. And it goes right into a drink, and we always give back some of the
Yeah, of
product
course. That's a
sales.
win. Instead of letting them sit there and rot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so you're out fruit hunting.
Fruit hunting.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Aside from that, man, I like the paddleboard.
Nice.
Dude, St. Pete is got it's a peninsula. It's surrounded by water. You got the bay and you got the Gulf. But not only just that, you got all the springs.
Yeah.
Our summertime life hack here. It's the only way to survive the summer. So
Go find the cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing I enjoy probably on my time off,
Okay.
which isn't much. Man.
Which isn't much. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. No, I know.
Paddleboard hasn't moved much.
Yeah. You got to make time for that.
Yeah.
You do.
Exactly.
It is
That's-
tough as a business, so trust me, I know.
Right on, man.
I'm in
Yeah.
it. I'm in it every day. I'm grinding. And one thing, I just recently took a trip, and coming back, I'm like, okay, I need to put the time for me on the calendar first.
Good work.
Because everything else will happen, but it's harder for us to take time for ourselves, and that's the most important person in our lives.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm learning to take some more time. It's something you got to work on. It's something you get to learn.
No, yeah, it is. Well, especially when you get engulfed. I mean, I having a business of any kind is literally a child.
Yeah.
You got to feed it. You got to take care of it. You got to be there. You got to be present. Or it might die.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. It's
so you get consumed by that, and you forget sometimes about the other things. I think we're all guilty of it, but it's good to have that reset.
Life kind of keeps on going. And
Yeah.
You're stuck in the fermentation room
Right,
without even
right.
realizing it. But
Yeah, and being over in
the
Europe for a
studio.
bit, realize
Right
like
on.
we you should work to live, not live to work.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that saying. I recently just heard that again too. And hearing it from you, a lot of these signs are just kind of resonating. Like, all right, it's time to.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about. Like the garden, it's finally come more to the forefront of my work days, like gardening now, and just spending time in the garden.
That's got to be meditative in itself.
I also just recently read if you spend an hour in a garden a day, or if it was 10 minutes, it wasn't long at all. It prolongs your life.
I believe
it's just good for you just to be around that energy, or just take the moment and just stare at some natural beauties. So.
Yeah, and just be present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it is a meditative idea for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm jealous that you get to do that, to play in the dirt. And
Come over and check it out,
Dude, I'm
man.
down. I'm
Yeah.
so down. You have no idea.
It's a lot of fun. We
Yeah.
can do a whole tasting through the yard. And
I'm for it.
Right
yeah,
on, man.
after when we're done, we're gonna figure out
Right
when I'm
on,
coming.
let's do
I'm
it.
so serious.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
so serious. I'm all about that. I try to meditate every day.
Yeah.
And be present and do all that to document and live life to the fullest. But I was just in it. I was just so deep in the grind that until this recent reset that
It's not easy.
You don't even realize.
Exactly. Until it's becomes unhealthy.
Yeah, it does. But I think breaking up our routine
Yeah.
allows us to create space for new.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've kind of delved into recently, as far as the business is finally starting to feel like I can get a babysitter for it, if you will.
Right. Yes.
Like I don't have to watch it every day now. And it's been letting my brain kind of relax a little bit. I took my first vacation back in May for the first time in 3 years.
Nice. Nice. You needed that. That felt good.
And now things are like sparking off and doing things. And it's like everyone always say, you'll make time for you, you'll do better, you'll work harder, or you'll end up, thinking better. Like, man, I'm thinking great. I didn't realize like how much I was like bogged down until I freed it up a little.
How can you? Like, you're in your own head,
Precisely.
Yeah.
So that was a heck of a lesson. It was really neat. So
that's good.
That is now like a forefront idea, hopefully, for me to just step back and like, all right, dude, let's go. Let's just take a day.
Well, and back to, I don't know what's, I know this is a little deep, but that's where I like to go. And, because I saw something, a little like light bulb or moment when I said something about the legacy and if you disappeared tomorrow.
Yeah.
So maybe in practice of, okay, hey, I'm going away for a week, to who can be that person that's stepping in, or is my process good enough that the business will sustain itself when I am no longer here?
Right on. Well, the really, really cool thing about this process, and I designed it this way from the very beginning, instead of like staggering the brews, we just do all of it at once. So that 2.5 to 3 week window, technically I could probably get out.
Yeah.
Once the storefront and all that stuff is kind of
right. That's maybe the process.
Get a gardener that can take care of my stuff while I'm gone.
Right.
Not the difficult stuff at all.
No.
So yeah, man, it's actually kind of cool. This process, kombucha specifically, it's going to possibly allow me in the future to take like 2 weeks off every month.
No, yeah.
So it's like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Yeah, that's living life.
I'll take that.
Yeah, and when you are working, you're brewing your masterpiece.
Right.
Here,
Snipping some garlic off some basil off the vine. Yeah,
it's great. It's great. So the alcohol license is new.
Yeah.
What else is what's next? Like, is there other than us getting you in Saturday morning market?
Yeah, man, it's picking up a couple of more commercial accounts, like some St. Pete restaurants, bars, cafes, just getting out and connecting with what I really enjoy is, I can almost handpick where it goes now. It's really cool. And I do it with people I resonate with and who I feel, I'd love to have more accounts, so come to me.
You're right.
But it's kind of neat. I'm at that step now where it's just like, I do get calls pretty regularly.
I bet, dude. This is great stuff. I don't. That's where I'm like, this is. I feel like you almost have to be careful because I don't know if you've gotten to the spot yet where you're like, nope, I can't go any bigger.
That's exactly. So the idea of where it just like jumped to with the new racking and the idea of where it's going to double. That's over the next couple of years. It's without a doubt going to be capped right there.
Right there. You're like, that's it. So then now it's just, okay, let's max out our space. And then that's.
Yep. And we got the plan for it and everything. So the whole idea is like, it's mapped out. So we can just take our time with it and
do it right.
Do it right, man.
Yep.
So, but yeah, in the short term of all of it, like just the short term with the alcohol license coming along, with the winter finally coming around, this hot summer is probably finally ending, expecting a nice... we have nothing but an outdoor space in a warehouse. Yeah. We need good weather.
Right. It's hot.
It's hot, man.
Yeah.
And we have a gorgeous garden, which loves this type of weather.
Right.
So that's flourished. It's done well. But I'm looking forward to it cooling down and us getting back into our events and having some fun again with some like live music, rolling out the alcohol side of things.
Yeah. Now, do you think with the alcohol side that their shelf life will be longer?
No, much shorter.
Shorter.
Yeah. So we're going to always keep the non-alcoholic kombucha. We're just adding in some hard kombucha, some hard cider, and some
right. But I'm saying on the hard side, those will have a shorter.
Shorter because I'm not actually stopping the fermentation. So the idea behind that is it's like you kill the bacteria and yeast that goes into this drink at a certain point for alcohol to stop it right there. If you like the 5.5%, we got to stop it there. We're not doing any of that. No preservatives.
Oh, so it's
no
just going to keep getting stronger and stronger and
It's
stronger.
going to keep fermenting.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, we're all small batch.
Yep.
And it's just going to go, once it's gone, on to the next batch.
Yep.
I've made some hard kombucha that's gotten up to like, I think it was like 11%. Didn't taste like kombucha anymore.
Right. You're like, yeah.
But I mean, it was cool. It was natural. It was really awesome. But that's what happens if you just let like a hard alcohol go.
That's cool to learn about the fermentation process. Never thought about, they have to kill the yeast to get it to stop.
Right.
Never think about that.
Yeah. So if it's, if you add flavoring to it, and flavoring, I mean like, strawberries or something, adds sugar. The yeast is going to just attack that sugar, and over time, like I've got a watermelon cider right now. It's stupid delicious when I first brewed it. Now it's just like semi-delicious. Don't let me get it wrong. And but the watermelon's going away because the yeast is starting to eat up all that watermelon sugars.
So
it's very dry. Right on, man. You should try it out.
No,
it's actually quite tasty one.
Yeah.
And I got a mango one right now too. But it's going to be so much fun. I enjoy fermenting freaking everything, whether it be food or drinks. It's just a lot of fun. So
I love that. So speaking of food, what's your favorite place to go eat?
I mean, we just hit it.
Other than Seoul. I've
got a lot of accounts. I feel like Seoul is without a doubt my favorite date night.
Okay, that's fair.
It is such a man. There's 7 tables in that place.
Yeah, the vibe is good.
It feels so nice in there.
Yep.
But other than that, I've got a handful of spots that I have to.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, there's some good eats in St. Pete, man.
Real good eats.
Like I'm not picking one.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It can be tough.
Right on.
Okay, so you if you can, you like to go paddleboard. So we're shouting them out. What do you think St. Pete's missing?
I'll tell you what drives me crazy. So the driving around, man. I feel like the algorithm for our lights needs a tweaking.
It's off. The timing's not there.
I mean, it's more jokingly, man. Yeah, it's as more people get in here. I don't know if we were ready for it, but it just seems like traffic's gotten like stupid, and the lights have gotten even just like, well, I just stopped at that last one. I shouldn't have to stop at this one.
Right, it's not flowing. Yeah, no, traffic is definitely a thing. So it's a better that, and downtown just continues to expand.
Yeah,
to where there's even now being development projects built and talked about and proposed with the idea that the people living there won't have cars.
Wow. Yeah, they just built an entire, like, I forgot how many 100 and something units with no parking garage.
Yes. Yeah. So if they're a certain size, you don't have to have parking spaces.
It's wild. So all those, I mean, you're just gonna have to move here without a car, I guess, or just get rid of it.
Well, you think that downtown just becomes such a walkable place with everything necessity that you do not need a car.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Before they put the Sunrunner on the First Ave North and South, I kind of thought about they should just, instead of destroying our arteries of getting back and forth, was to like close down parts of Central and just put a trolley on that and make it all pedestrian and a trolley. But
I think I saw some proposals of making certain parts of downtown all pedestrian. There was just a proposal, but that would be interesting.
Goes right along with the health idea, just getting outside and exercising. No. We got sunshine with the record for like 100 and something.
270 consecutive days.
Dude, right on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's get outside.
Let's do that thing.
Of course, this summer was pretty grueling, so
yes,
having that AC is nice. We'll just have to pop from joint to joint, but
right. Yeah, you just have me thinking about the whole traffic thing and all that, and as downtown continues to expand. I mean, what about the idea? I don't know how much so I spent a little bit of time in Austin, and have you seen some of the cars driving around? I don't know that there's any here yet, but there's nobody in them.
Yeah, I have seen that. I think I saw that in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And so I'm
Yeah.
in Austin, sitting on this bench talking with this this lady. We're having this in-depth conversation about life and business, and there's this car that keeps driving past us. And I said, "I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that car has nobody in it, and it's driven past us 7 times. Like I was wow." And so,
what's crazy
here? You think of a congested space to where, well, what if we just don't have cars?
Yeah,
there's just these cars that are driving around. And you're like, and you're just going to hop in this one. It's going to take you and then go back to doing it. I mean, taxi, but like.
Think about what that does. I mean, it's actually kind of beautiful. You no longer have to build parking garages. You don't have to like spend money and resources for parking and roads. Like how much room does the roads and parking garages take up? It's a quarter at least, if not half.
Oh, it's a lot.
Like the roads are just just as wide as the building blocks.
Yeah, I know it's kind of futuristic, but I'm just thinking about where you're walking outside and you're like, I gotta run to wherever. Yeah, pour me up, dude.
I was
Pick
gonna
one. Yeah,
ask.
Yeah, I don't care. Pick one.
Save the peach for you.
Yeah, she loved that. I want to go back. Is that a little bit of that razzle dazzle?
Let's get you razzled out.
That razzled out. Love that. Yeah, just the downtown. The traffic can definitely be a thing, and for those that have been like native here, and they talk about 4th Street and the congestion there. But I mean, I don't think it's that bad yet. I moved here from Philadelphia.
Right on.
Which is like a proper city.
Yeah.
I don't consider St. Pete a proper city. It's like sub-city, you know.
Gotcha,
In my world,
It's
right? I'm
just-
coming from one of the fifth largest cities in America, so
I came here from Miami.
right. So
And-
yeah, so it's not like we're still a suburb.
Yeah,
you
when
know?
when I came over here and people were actually bitching about the traffic, then I was like, no way, man, this is silly. This is wonderful. I'll sit in this traffic all day.
Right. Like you can still
But-
find parking. It's not downtown's not a spot yet where it's like, no, I'm never going to drive. I only Uber.
Dude, that's a good point, man. I guess so. I mean, I guess it all depends on the time. I don't go downtown too often by car anymore. I do take the Pinellas Trail. Last time I went, I had to go around around a block probably. It took me an extra 5 minutes or something.
Was it a weekend?
No, it was a Tuesday.
Tuesday evening.
It was a Tuesday. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
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 But
Evenings are
it's
tough.
also exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You expect that, and it's not ridiculous. I ended up finding a spot.
Right.
And then you walk a little further.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
Nothing wrong with that either. That's a beautiful thing. So man, that's the thing about living down here. I just think people are healthier.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point.
I
too.
love that. That's one of the main things that draws me here is or keeps me loving this place more and more is just so health centric. Like people are just, they care. They give a crap of what they put in their bodies, the quality of stuff, and just how many yoga places do we have around here? Everyone's doing yoga. Everyone's stretching, meditating, and eating well. I think that's so important to keep a city happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's really neat. I think that's what keeps us bright more so than just our sun. It's and growing.
Who's your now? This
attractive
isn't a way
place.
for you to shout out one of your people. Who's the most unique partnership that you have that you're like, I never thought my kombucha would be at. But
You got me on this one, man. I really love what House of Vegano has done for the vegan side of sushi.
yeah,
Dude, I lived in Japan for a while.
really,
And I can tell you, I've had some good sushi. By no means am I an expert, but
yeah.
she nails the texture. She nails the flavor. And if you didn't know it was vegan, you're not asking for sure. Because it's just whoa, this is all right, solid fucking.
Well, her
sushi,
story is very similar to how you got into kombucha.
right on.
It started with her having a health thing going on, and she just loved sushi, and she wanted to find a way to still enjoy it, but she wanted to go on an all vegan diet.
Yeah.
and that transformed into House of Vegano.
Talk about creative.
Yeah,
I mean, let's take something that's just so traditionally. I've never heard of vegan sushi.
Me neither. Until
Yeah,
yeah. Me
And
neither.
but I don't think anybody else is going to do it that good either. So it had to be good.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
did it.
No.
So that was
her
extremely
model is great,
creative.
and she's an awesome person as
Right
well.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That is a good. Definitely, and I like that you have something exclusive for her, even though you love it. It's like one of the. But that's cool that she made that partnership with you.
If we shout out Sebastian too. Just mind blowing, man. The brain on that guy, I love it. It's so much fun talking to him. He gets just as excited about his craft as I do with this.
Yep.
And he's able to explain it in such simple terms.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't want to call it layman's terms, but
No, it breaks it down to a
breaks
fifth grade
down,
level
like-
so that we can understand it.
yeah. And in a fun, okay, right on.
Yeah.
Gets you behind that.
Yeah.
That whole thought process.
Absolutely.
So that stuff's really neat to me. We've got some really fun ideas for the yard, actually. Going to be inoculating parts of the yard with mycelium and just letting the mycelium kind of have plants and trees talk to each other.
Oh.
We are eventually going to have a grow operation there for the medicinal mushrooms like reishi and chaga
Right.
and
Lion's
mane.
Yep.
So yeah, that's going to be something down the road too. So what he's doing is just, he talks about some of this stuff and it's I don't think anyone's doing this. And I'm just like, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
He wants to grow the mushrooms inside the kombucha while it's brewing.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're putting the mushroom extracts that he does right there at our shop, right into the kombucha at the fermentation stage.
Mm-hmm.
So the bacteria is literally eating all this amazing, healthy mushroom stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then putting it back out as super mushroom healthy good stuff. You have
You guys are like awesome, cool, health mad scientists.
it was really neat, man. We've been trying to connect for years, and we finally did, and it was just yep, let's go. And it's really cool. We've both hit the ground running together with this one. And,
I'm cool. That's fascinating to see what you guys come up with because he's
it's so wild. It's such groundbreaking. It's
Well,
really
both
neat
your
stuff.
passions, because you're so passionate about kombucha. He's so passionate about mushroom extraction and all that. I mean, we
Yeah.
dove down that
Right on.
whole thing and how he does that, and bringing those two worlds together makes a lot of sense. And even with him, I think he has a lot of so much potential.
Yeah.
In that space with his extracts and the way he's doing it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Of what these crazy mushrooms are doing, man.
Yeah.
And in nature and in ourselves.
The more research that comes out about it, the more fascinating it is.
Right on. Yeah.
You know, feeding our brains and helping with all everything. I'm fascinated by
It's
that stuff.
cool.
We could go on and on and on.
Fueled by the health, like just the health drive that we have now. So it's really cool.
Yeah, this area is awesome, dude.
Right on.
You and I, we could keep going forever. We got to wrap this up.
All right.
We got to wrap this up. If they're still with us, well, first off, where can they find you? I know I know it's obvious, but by this point, where just
All right.
the website, where your social, all this stuff.
All of it. So the website and all the socials is at Beech Kombucha or beechbucha.com. That's BEECHBUCHA. Beech like the beech tree. But you can come right in person and check it out. I've got 16 flavors on tap right now. It's 3100 Fremont Terrace South. Just type in Google Maps, Beech Kombucha. Come check it out. It is gorgeous.
And your
Come
hours
take a
that you're
walk
open?
through right now, it's only Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but November we'll be back to 5 days once it gets the weather comes back around. It's a beautiful space, man. I can't say more about it. Like things are literally growing inside and out, all over the place. It's such a natural joint. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Can't wait to check it out. AJ, you're awesome. You're a dude. Such a cool human beings. This
Thank
was
you for
awesome.
saying
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, man. So if someone's still with us, Mom, I know you're still here.
Actually.
Yeah. What word should they comment?
Yeah. What word should they comment?
Yeah, because I know my mom is still watching,
Right on.
and she's gonna comment for us, and someone else will as well.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
So if they're just to know that they're still here, I tell them to like pick a word to put in the comments,
Oh,
so that way.
that my mom passed.
Oh,
No, it's all good.
My condolences.
It's okay. Yeah, no, she had 13 amazing, happy years after she got diagnosed with stage 4.
yeah.
I contribute all of that to her health,
Yeah.
like to the idea of what we drank and what we ate, man.
Yeah, that's amazing that she made it that long after that. Yeah,
it really was.
And
It's
she
a
is
hell of a
watching
story
right
there.
now.
It really is. She is absolutely watching.
Yeah.
I hope she can still get on there. But yeah, give me some love, Ma. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So what's your word?
What is my word? I don't know. I don't have a word.
I'm gonna pick it for you.
Okay.
Love,
All right. Right on. Thank you.
because you're putting it into everything.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Appreciate that.
I can see it.
That's
I can
what's up.
see it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Comment love if you're still with us. Appreciate you. Check out AJ and Beech Kombucha. Amazing things. Love you all. Share with a friend, and we'll see you here on the next one. Dude, that was cool.
You guys went for a whole hour, just so you know. You were nervous.